He took your home world. He took your lives. Are you going to let him do it all over again? I need your help. We can end this. Please.
True enemy work with the Titans to defeat the end. Okay, so it looks like this is just like that hacking minigame that we did before.
Mortal, you have served your purpose.
I can't believe we're
Now face your end.
I can't believe we're actually fighting against the moon.
All-consuming void. What can one note of golden light illuminate within the abyss?
Countless stars, countless worlds, countless lives. All fell to me, all brought to nothing. All the teeming chaos of creation brought to order, to neutrality, to nothing. I saw your mind as you ran through my prison. You have fought machines and gods. They were mighty. They were finite. I am infinite. I am nothing.
Oh man.
So many have done before. You will be consumed like all those before you. I saw your mind, your courage never wavered. Why? Ignorance, stupidity. I was contained once. Once. Is that why? My captors bent time and space. My captors built a whole reality to contain me. My captors burned their souls away to fuel their engines.
Damn, I feel like the end is just like a bullet sponge.
I am the all-consuming void. What can one note of golden light illuminate within the abyss?
Countless stars, countless worlds, countless lives. All fell to me, all brought to nothing. All the teeming chaos of creation brought to order, to neutrality, to nothing. I saw your mind as you ran through my prison. You have fought machines and gods. They were mighty. They were finite. I am infinite. I am nothing. You struggle as so many have done before. You will be consumed like all those before you. I saw your light. One. Arrogance, ignorance, stupidity. I was contained once. Is that why? My captors
Oh my
spent
God.
time and space. My captors built a whole reality to contain me. My captors burned their souls away to fuel their engines. And you?
Oh, it's getting crazy. Damn it. Come on.
You glitter. You fly about me like a gnat. I am inevitable. I cannot be denied. You strike this incarnation with all your might. It changes nothing. You are not brave. You are not victorious.
Now or never!
Please look after Father.
All right.
Damn, that was such a nice ending right there. I mean, you can tell that Eggman was sad that that Shade died, or Sage. I gotta say that final boss took me a couple of tries. I mean, really, it was just because, like, so right where you guys saw me die off, like, the point where you guys saw me die, at that point, like, I noticed that the end stops taking damage, so, like, I would try to save my missiles, because, like, if it's not taking damage, and the missiles aren't damaging it, then, like, I'm just wasting my missiles. So I was like, maybe I just need to hold out for it to do, like, some, like, have some kind of weakness. But no, it turns out, like, basically once you get it to very low health, it just hits you with, like, a flurry of, like, crazy attacks that you need to survive. And that's all you gotta do, just really survive. I guess you can use the missiles to, like, kind of like a get out of jail free card, since they do obliterate, like, everything that comes in the missile's path. But you know, this just comes to show you that this is the first time I ever played this game, and I didn't get any first-hand knowledge, because every other Sonic game that I've played, you know, like, I played them before, I knew what I was doing and how to beat them and whatnot. But it was nice to play a Sonic game that, you know, I didn't know what to do, because it had been a while since I played a Sonic game like that. But anyways, to give some thoughts into this game, my first time player, first impression thoughts. I like this game. I can see why this game people like it, and why it's been a mainline Sonic game that was received well, and it had been a while since we got one of those. But I'm glad this game is good. I'm not gonna say it's great though, or I'm not gonna say it's the best, because, like, there are some criticisms that I do have about this game. So, I mean, one, the voice acting, it's not bad, it's just different, and more than anything, like, it just kind of seems like the characters in this game, like, their voices aren't very distinct. And I think, like, perfect example is Sonic's voice. So, like, I'm not sure you guys have seen the clip where Roger Craig Smith was talking about, like, his experience with making this game, and, like, how I think, like, the voice director was telling him that, like, oh yeah, you know, your Sonic voice, we're not doing that for this game, so we need you to go deeper. And then, like, you know, he'd keep going deeper and deeper until they're like, okay, you got it. And then he's like, oh, are you kidding me? And I will say I do like Roger Craig Smith's Sonic voice. Like, it is something that has just grown on me over the years, and like I like it. The only thing is that, like, yeah, I always felt like his voice seemed a little too, I guess, I don't know.
So, that was fun. But I guess it's time we got moving. I know you all have big plans.
You're gonna hardly recognize me when we see each other again.
I wonder if Cream and Sticks are free. Make a road trip out of it.
It'll be good to get back to my island. At least for a while.
We're wasting daylight. Let's go!
So Styx is canon in the Sonic Gameverse now? That's cool. I actually like Styx from Sonic Boom. But if that's the case, like, we need to get some Styx appearances in these games now. Anyways, well, I wonder if she's the same, because, you know, Styx was a Sonic character created exclusively for Sonic Boom, and since the Sonic Boom characters are more over the top and cartoony, I wonder what Styx would look like in this universe. I wonder if she'd still be the crazy, you know, conspiracy-driven badger, but maybe just toned down a bit. I don't know. Anyways, yeah. So, like, I will say with Roger Craig Smith, the only thing I've never really liked about his Sonic voice is that it just seemed like a bit too wacky, I guess, is I don't know, for lack of a better term, I guess. Only because, like, both Jason, well, see, that's the thing, like, Ryan Drummond, I mean, with his voice, it really fits Sonic's, like, you know, carefree, like, don't care about it, yeah, like, too cool, rad, carefree attitude and whatnot, and it's something that really, like sounded like a teenager, you know? Jason Griffith, his also, like, you know, sounded like a bit like a teenager too, but he was able to nail, like, the very serious, like, whenever, like, Sonic would go through, like, very serious moments and whatnot, like, he would really capture, like, the sincerity and, like, the serious tone of Sonic in those moments. Roger Craig Smith, like, I never really got that. To be fair though, like, all the games that he's voiced Sonic in, they went for much more lighter tones, so I could see how it fits there. But since this game kind of went for a much more, like, mellow, somber, serious tone, like, I could see why they asked him to tone it down a bit. Although I think they kind of maybe went a little too far in the other direction, and it's not really Roger Craig Smith's fault. It's really more voice directors or the voice direction, because I don't know, sometimes when I heard Sonic talking in this game, it just seemed off. Like, it just seemed like I was just hearing Roger Craig Smith talk, and considering, you know, some of his other roles like Chris Redfield, Ezio Auditore, Kyle Crane, like, I feel like in some moments I heard those characters speaking through Sonic, and I just felt like maybe they could have hit, like, a good middle ground where it's like, he still does his recognizable Sonic voice, but maybe like, you know, a little tone down where it's like, okay, like we're used to hearing Roger's like Sonic voice being very over the top and just being very like goofy and whatnot, but just maybe almost like a little bit more seriousness in his voice. So same thing with Eggman. Like I gotta say, like Eggman in this game, he really isn't also all over the top. Like Mike Pollock, I feel like this is the first time I ever heard him speak very seriously, very like, I don't know, because Eggman is also kind of a bit of a like over the top character, and he always has been. Well, maybe except for the adventure games. So that's my thoughts so far. Although the credits are coming to an end, and the game's not over yet because we still got the other story. But you know what? I think I could probably just finish up my thoughts on this game when I play the other story. Cause I don't know, I feel like if I go into it right now, I'm gonna be talking for like 20 minutes, and you guys are just gonna be looking at a.
That's my girl.
Yeah, let's save that. Okay. Oh, cool. So I got some. New Game Plus. Okay, well at least I got some new game modes. You know, I realized before we call it on here, I should probably I think what I should do is I'm gonna go to the other islands and finish the side stories I didn't get to finish, which in reality is just Chaos Island. So let's go ahead and do that, and I guess meanwhile I can finish my thoughts. So I remember something hearing a lot before I played this game was that a lot of people were kind of mixed on cyberspace levels, and I gotta say, yeah, I think cyberspace levels are my least favorite aspect of this game. I mean, I know when they made the announcement that this game was going to be open world, a lot of people were like, kind of like, oh, but you know, like we actually like the boosting formula of the games and whatnot. And then, you know, you got the adventure crowd that just wants another Sonic Adventure-esque style game. I mean, I would have been cool with whatever, but when they said that, you know, Sonic Frontiers was going to be open world, I was curious because I just wondered how they would be able to do it, because Sonic in open world, it just, I don't know, it just seemed interesting. But I gotta say, the open world here is not bad. I'll get to my thoughts on that in a little. Let's go back to Cyberspace. But you know, when they said that, you know, Sega said like, oh, don't worry, well, you'll still have like the boost style levels. They'll just serve as like the game's Cyberspace levels. And I was like, all right, cool. Like, you know, at least we get a little. At least we'll get some of that, because they were saying that like this game's the focus would be open world, but we would still get some of like the boost levels through Cyberspace. And yeah, I was just like, all right, cool. I mean, at least we'll still get something, you know. And yeah, I gotta say, after playing the Cyberspace levels in this game, yeah, I do think they're the weakest. They're the weakest part of this game for a couple of reasons. First of all, like, I don't know how I feel about them. I don't know how I feel about them literally just copying the levels from other Sonic games with like really, I think only like 2 of the Cyberspace levels in this game are like unique to this game. Every other level uses an already existing layout of a Sonic game. And that's the thing, like, I wouldn't really mind if they copied it, but considering the movement of this game, I feel like they're very like, inferior versions to other Sonic games. Like, a good example is oh, I just died. I think like probably like 1-1 or 1-2, which are just, those are levels from Sonic Unleashed, you know, which I consider to be the best Sonic boosting game. Those levels in Sonic Unleashed were good because of Sonic's abilities and his speed in that game. Like, yeah, Sonic Unleashed levels are just some of the best Sonic levels ever. However, in this game, like, considering the fact that Sonic's abilities in this game are really toned down, like the boost in this game is just really nerfed compared to other Sonic games, because the boost isn't even all that fast, at least the regular boost, because that's what you're stuck with in the regular, in the Cyberspace levels. You're stuck with this normal boost, not the power boost. And even then, I feel like the power boost isn't super fast. Like, it's fast, but not as fast as like previous boosting games. And then the thing that kind of bugs me the most is the fact that the boost can't damage enemies like in other Sonic games. I think this is the only Sonic game where the boosting doesn't damage enemies, because even in like the Rush games, they blast their enemies. In this game, you try to blast an enemy with boost, you're just gonna going the wrong way. Damn, we've been going the wrong way this whole time. Wow. Yeah, like, you try to boost into an enemy and you're just gonna take damage, so I think that sucks. Another thing is the homing attack. Like, why? I don't really like how the homing attack has like such a huge delay. Like, you lock on and like you have such a huge like delay before you can do the next homing attack. So I feel like it really slows you down in the cyberspace levels. And then what else is there? Oh, I'm not a huge fan of like the design, the look of the cyberspace levels. I mean, the whole point of the cyberspace levels was that you're supposed to be revisiting moments from Sonic's past, and yet we only ever see Green Hill, Chemical Plant, Sky Sanctuary, and you know, the city, which, or the highway, which I don't know, they're supposed to be based off of like Radical Highway, Empire City, but you get the idea. And they just reuse those same 4 aesthetics or backgrounds, and it's like, why? I don't know why. And for sure, I know they only use Green Hill, Chemical Plant, and Sky Sanctuary just because they probably had the assets from the last Sonic games, you know, like Green Hill. They had Green Hill from both generations, and what's the other one? Forces. Same thing with Chemical Plant. Sky Sanctuary, they had that from generations. And that city one, I mean, I don't know, maybe that's probably like the only one that's kind of unique.
I analyzed the cyberspace portal the last time you were accessing it. While you were online, it opened up a flood of data. It was way too much to process, but I did get a glimpse of the Ancients' personal data.
Oh, so... what, you know all their birthdays now?
Much more than that. Sonic, it was their very essences. Their hopes, their dreams, everything that made them what they were. Do you see the correlation?
Sounds a lot like what happened to you, Amy, and Knuckles. I mean, I'm glad you're all intact, but why were you all uploaded like that?
Okay, is that it? Okay, we just got the sage ones then. Yeah, so I don't know. I mean, honestly, I think I heard someone say once that like it would have been cooler if they had like, you know, the design of like the levels, you know. So like, for example, the first level or the first cyberspace level that's based off Windmill Isle, it would have been cool if they actually, you know, maybe they didn't have to get like a perfect recreation, because at the end of the day these are cyberspace levels, but you know, at least get assets from Sonic Unleashed, so it looks like, you know, we're running through Aptos. Because other than that, like, you gotta go based off just layout, and that's the thing, like, I didn't know 1-2 was supposed to be Windmill Isle Act 2 until someone mentioned it to me. And I was like, really? And then when I played it, like, I replayed it, which by the way I got an S rank on. I'll even prove it to you guys, because I know that 1-2 is like the infamous hard one, like the most difficult one. Yeah, I replayed it, and then I like paid attention to the layout, and yeah, it basically is just a very shortened and altered version of it. That's the main difference. So yeah, I mean, that's another issue I have with cyberspace. And also, speaking on difficulty, like, why isn't there like all the other, like, basically every cyberspace level in this game is like stupid easy to get an S rank, and yet 1-2, which is infamous for being the hardest one in this game, is the only one that's difficult. Like where's the consistency, you know? But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I can see why they did Cyberspace. It was a way to get to make special stages, to get the Chaos Emeralds, while also giving fans who really wanted more 3D boosting levels. Yeah, to give fans who wanted those like what they wanted. You know, kill two birds with one stone, but I don't know, just given the way cyberspace levels were implemented and the way Sonic's abilities work in this game, I honestly would have preferred if, yeah, I would have preferred if maybe they just redesigned cyberspace levels to work different, and maybe the levels could have fit a little more in the style of the adventure levels, which there are a couple of, like that one from, that one level that's based off Metal Harbor.
So I think I've figured it out. The Coco are the spirits of the ancients, aren't they?
What if they are?
I've run into my fair share of spirits who stick around because of their regrets. Sometimes I've been able to help them move on. Just how long have they endured like this, though? Were we brought here to help them finally find peace?
Why ask me?
Because I feel like you might be in the same boat. And if so, I'll help if I can.
Anyways, let's see here. I think this might be the last one. Yeah, so I don't know, cyberspace, like, they're alright, I guess. Like, I don't mind playing them, but I do think they could have been much better, in my opinion. Now as for like the story, well, no, not story, let's go in open world. I don't mind, I actually like the open world. I like the freedom. I love the freedom that you get, like, on how you want to traverse things, because you don't always have to go the intended path. If you're good enough, you can like find shortcuts and stuff like that. I mean, I know one of the main criticisms a lot of people had about the open world levels is like just the floating grind rails. I mean, I don't really mind them. I don't think they're that big of a deal. Sonic has always had floating grind rails. It's just that because we're used to seeing them in linear levels, they don't really stand out as much. But I mean, considering some of these levels, especially this level, Chaos Island, with like its infinite like fall pits, the grind rails really just make traversing through the level much easier and quicker. And yeah, like, I mean, there's some levels that are just so big, and the grind rails really help you get from one area to another very quickly. So yeah, I mean, open world, I don't really mind it. If anything, there is one criticism that I do hear people say about the open worlds, which I do kind of agree with, is that they can get a little boring sometimes. Because I think, like, mainly, like, I think by the time I arrived at Chaos Island, and I even started feeling it a bit in Ares Island, it just kind of becomes the same. You're running around, you have to get memory tokens to unlock the memories, and then while doing that, you gotta find the portals to get the keys. Yeah, you gotta get the portals to get the keys. And then after getting the keys, you get the Chaos Emeralds. You get, after getting enough memory tokens, you get the mission where you get the Chaos Emeralds and whatnot, and you just kind of rinse and repeat. Whoa. Never noticed. fortress. Oh yeah, and then you also got fighting the guardians too. I can forget that. So yeah, I mean, basically after you do all this the first time on Kronos Island, it does kind of start getting like a little repetitive. Like every new island you explore really just starts becoming like a checklist of collectathons, which yeah, like this game really is just a huge collectathon. Collect cocoa, collect rings, collect keys, collect tokens, collect chaos emeralds. Like yeah, this game is a huge collectathon, and I don't know, it might work for Mario, but I don't know how I feel about Sonic being a huge collectathon. It's not bad, like I said, the game is enjoyable. It just, there are some moments where like, yeah, like I feel like I'm just not really doing anything, or like I'm doing the same thing over and over again. You know, your typical stuff. So, and then I don't even know if I wanna, I'm like considering, like right now I'm like really considering if I wanna like 100% this game, just because you know me, ever so quite the completionist, but I don't know if I really want to, because it's literally like, for example, these are all the things you gotta do, right? So let's go to Kronos Island. I had to fight every single, or I think like every single unique Titan or Guardian. I gotta collect all the memory tokens. I gotta do all like the action chain challenges and collect all the new, or like this new Cocoa or special Cocoa, whatever they're called. And yeah, it's just, I can tell it's just gonna be like a little boring doing all that. So I don't know, I might just end up doing it. I mean, I'll just use this like save file. I'm not gonna start a new one. And no, I won't be recording me getting 100% on my channel because there's no point, and I really just do want to move on to the next game. Especially because I got like 2 more games to play after this, and I really want to finish this before they release a new Sonic game. Or else I'm just gonna be doing this forever, guys. But alright, let's talk to Sage real quick.
Coming up on the last Titan. Care to bet who'll be the winner this time?
Recalculating. Your odds of victory have improved from impossible to highly improbable.
Those are just the kind of odds I like to beat. So these were built by the Ancients too, right? They're pretty powerful enemies. Did they manage to defeat the Ancients' enemies?
I can only hope their next victim is you.
Oh nice, alright. That means all the side stories have been explored. So I'm pretty much done here in terms of the main game. But anyways, yeah, I'll finish up my thoughts. Like, I think, yeah, next time I'll talk about the bosses. And I'll talk about the story. When I play the next, what is it, another story, which, if we go to Kronos Island right now. Yeah, right here. Yeah, so we're almost done with the game, guys. I don't know how long the side story is gonna be, although it can't be super long. I mean, this side story was added as like the final update for this game, and I just think it'd be crazy if they really added like a whole expansion that's the same length as the main game for free. I mean, I'm thinking maybe it's gotta be like, what is it? What's the other one? Like episode Shadow from Sonic Forces, like levels long, like maybe, yeah, I don't know, maybe like finish in an hour or two, maybe, I don't know, I'll have to see. But anyways, thank you guys for watching my playthrough of Sonic Frontiers, and yeah, looking forward to the next one where hopefully we can finish this game. So stay tuned for that, guys.